was talked about, Consulate map number 1, so we'll load on into that. The ban phase getting started here. Fact Gaming, since they are starting on defense, will be the first bans.
Capital to be removed from the get-go, which is a logical choice on a map like Consulate, in my opinion. Like, the Capital is such a versatile operator nowadays. Like, you can do so much with those arrows if you just place them well. Nomad to be banned as well. That's also a very normal one. It allows you to go more aggressive on the runouts, especially on this map. And as Fact is starting out on the defense, they're definitely going to be a help with that.
Yep. That gives more opportunity for that aggression from the defenders, whereas the Mozzie ban is going to make droning so much easier. Mozzie's an uncommon ban, I would say, but on this map, you don't need to ban Mira. So banning a Mozzie, not too crazy. Valkyrie also banned out. And on this map, on Consulate, very common defensive ban. So we've got Echo and Maestro still in play. Mira still in play. Lots of layers of defensive ops that you typically don't see played in Comp Siege. But since it's Consulate, it's not terribly surprising.
No. And you asked for it. Are we going to see any other defensive bans than Mira, Echo? And, well, there we go. Second matchup. We instantly get it with the Valkyrie and Mozzie, as that is going to be changing things up. The question is, are they going to be bringing any of these operators? We do see the Maestro coming out, but are we going to see 6-pick to Echo? That is what we're waiting for. Doesn't really look like it as of yet, as Doggen is actually swapping out to the Buck, which is a logical choice, bringing in these grenades, some extra vertical pressure to put down onto the console room and meeting, but no Echo as of yet.
All right, so here we go. Top floor for the first round. Fact Gaming just setting themselves up. Looks like they've got a pretty standard operator selection here. Considering the Mozzie's been banned out, you're going to be bringing a Mute instead. That's going to also be good at slowing down the droning, but it's not nearly as effective because it's less of a hard stop, more of a soft delay. Standard holes being up here by Zeus. He's going to have rotation into the A-bomb site. He'll have line of sight to cut off the push from the long desk. Meanwhile, rotation at the top of yellow, which suggests that Fact are going to try and hold on to the top of yellow. That's pretty standard these days. If you can hold yellow, you can usually delay a CEO push for a pretty long amount of time. Yeah. We've also opened up the CEO wall to further that suggestion. So you can see at the B wall just there. So nothing too crazy going on here. They're also going to be stacking up inside of admin office. Prophet will get the lead-off kill there. Wow.
That's early on, and that's definitely going to be one to just taking the bag. It's going to be the Thatcher gone, so the Evil Eyes will be safe, and so will the Mute Gemmers, as there's no hard counter to them right now. Also, Prophet is going to have a good time himself, as he can just freely deploy his goo mines now without having to be too worried about one AP destroying them all. So yeah, I was going to say, like, a fun fact about Fact is they're more of a strategical-oriented team than one that is, working with all the individual skills that they have. As a grenade now comes in, that will not deal too much damage to Prophet. Will manage to stay alive, as he is instantly going to get killed by the Ashtead. Just moving in right there, the one member left of the Mize who managed to take down Trist once. Also, Epsilon was the only team to draw up against Trist Gaming, so...
That was a really curious play there from Prophet.
Yeah.
He decided to try and persist by Soda. The danger there is that you've got too many angles. Usually there's two people who will hold that, but Prophet tried to do it by himself, and he paid the price for that. C4 going off, and it will be a miss. It's coming from the Mute. Oregon going to be pushing his way into Tellers. He can flank this. No Nomad in play, a reminder, which means that he can come up from behind at any moment. Sportos actually has good control over the A-bomb side here, but it's dangerous because of this rappel on the balcony.
He was about to go aggressive on the Stead as well, as you could maybe see, and well, the actual upside down rappel came in a little bit too late, because otherwise they could have just gotten it for free right there. Zeus right now trying to challenge the long desk. Doesn't know that there's no one on Soda anymore right there. That's the clean kill to come down from, I believe, Stead onto Sportos. Already picking up 2, maybe 3 kills already for the likes of Epsilon right here. He's definitely their star player, so to say. One to look out for. A lot of potential. Just took a little bit of a break from Benelux before he finally returns.
This angle from Zool is going to be a really powerful one when it comes to the A site push, but he's using probably one of the worst guns for that situation, and not the greatest barrel attachment to actually help with those precision shots at long range. Zeus is going to be the one with all the pressure on his shoulders. Gas canisters coming out here to deny the push from the long desk, and Zeus trying to hold the A doorway as well as the long desk at the same time. He's got Evil Eyes in the sight. Those will be very useful here. Zoogl's going to have to land some really impressive shots if he wants to win this one. Gas canister cutting off the rotation there from the stairs, but he's not looking at the upside down. Repel sees the planter, but decides not to shoot him until it's too late. A truly puzzling decision made there by Zoogl. And Zeus now coming in to try and retake the long desk and get an angle into the site. The diffuse planter is down in the site. That's the Habana, but that's not much of an advantage here, or even any advantage for Fact Gaming, as Stade is still in a position to hold this post-plant, as well as the rest of Epsilon eSports. And it's going to be the last 2 kills for Epsilon, and they'll take round number 1.
Definitely a good round coming down right there, but Zoogle could have stopped that by just taking down a diffuser, and it would have been that much of a deal right there. Like, it would have been easy for them if they gotten that diffuser down in that corner, because at that moment they would have to go through diffuser stairs, which were being covered off by the Maestro with the Alda. They would have to swing in from the connector, well, no connector, the balcony right there. So like, it would have been easy goings for the likes of Fact if they actually managed to, well, register sooner that there was a diffuser going on, because it looks like he just didn't notice.
Yeah, it seems like he didn't notice that there was a plant going down in the site, and, well, that did cost his team. I mean, the curious thing is that he saw his enemy dead to rights right at the start of the plant, and then he waited to shoot him until it was too late.
I think it was just like peripheral view, maybe, right? That he was just aiming, well, paying attention to where his crosshair was at, and just didn't see the case of the diffuser.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, it got to be something like that. I don't think he did it on purpose. Definitely, because otherwise it would be a very, very questionable play right there for the likes of Zoogle. So we're gonna give him some way to defend themselves, and I think that's gonna be the peripheral view, that he was just not paying attention to that part of the screen. Maybe didn't even hear the diffuser going off.
Unlucky.
At that point, of course, very unlucky.
So top floor defense once again here for Fact Gaming. They didn't manage to make it work the first time, but this time they're going to bring a Echo instead of a Maestro. So a little bit of an adjustment here. Other than that, it's the same stuff. Now, here's a really big thing. Epsilon did manage to win that last round despite losing the first player and the Thatcher to boot. So now that they've got a Thatcher, and it doesn't look like they're going to lose JPM too early this time around, that actually might make this a lot easier for Epsilon eSports.
It didn't really look hard for them, though. Like,
yeah.
Instead just moved in, got 3 kills due to over-aggression coming out from some of the members of Fact Gaming. Prophet, for example, should have already fell back behind the long desk at that point instead of staying at Soto, because he had no cover. So, like, small mistakes coming down here from Fact Gaming, who are, of course, our 2nd seed. They have a lot of, like, the thing I like about Fact Gaming is that they always operate like a team. Like, they are a team. That's what made them come this far. It's not like they're relying on the pure individual skills of these players. It's because they know what they're doing 90% of the time. And that is how they got this far, and that is why they are here at LAN for Zoogle the 2nd time in a row. Knows how to build a team. That's what we can say about the man, because he was captain for both these teams.
So, Prophet trying to roam downstairs this time. That's been read here by the IQ. You can see just inside of Visa. Drayder on the flank hold. He's not covering the windows, but he can hear the vault there, so he doesn't have to directly hold them. He's got a great spot. He doesn't need to give it up, but he rotates, sees the Legion, and lands the shot on the 2nd peak there for Prophet. Impressively placed crosshair, and now Epsilon find themselves up a man early. This is the opposite of what they had at the beginning of last round, but they also won that one. So it's looking pretty desperate here for Fact Gaming, that's for sure.
It's definitely looking desperate, as about now a grenade is going to get tossed in. They don't seem to be aware yet if there is an ADS or not, and you see the flashbang coming in just to make sure it gets wasted. Grenade comes in, deals no damage whatsoever to any of the Fact players. However, Oregon, fully fleshed right here on the back of these long desks, sees his shield removed, so will have to fall back a little bit as his position has been somewhat compromised. We'll be taking care of one of the drones. Still trying to actively challenge. Was now calling out for the rotate. Beautiful shot from Spoilers right there onto JPM from the upside down rappel. That's a lot of pressure just gone, but the grenade comes in from the back from Dogon. And that will be creating a free and open space on the A-bomb side.
Well, with that control, Epsilon can turn it into a push, but look at that. Oregon going to go for the run out, and he's actually going to even the man count. That's really powerful stuff there on that run out, but he lost a little bit of HP in the endeavor. Long angle played by Zeus here, but he's not able to get the kill until the second peak. He goes for another, and that's Habana eating some damage as he attempts to take control of A. Nobody in Connector just yet, just someone in CEO trying to challenge Connector, and that means Stade can continue to contest this while you could see the Habana trying to go for a plant. Though the big difference here is the Yokai drones are still alive in the site, which means the denial is in. With only 10 seconds left, this Yokai drone should be enough to deny the plant outright. And there goes Stade by the long desk, leaving just the planter, and Oregon going to pick up the last 2 kills. There's the first defensive win for Fact Gaming.
Actually, the Yokai drone got taken out by Stead, and right afterwards he got shot down, so unfortunate there. Could have made it work if he was just a little bit quicker on to the flick right there, back to the desk.
Yeah, it's good that he got it, but they should have gotten it on
They shouldn't have gotten it before, right? I believe they had an IQ as well that they were running, so, you know, you should be taking care of those Yokai drones from the get-go. Preferably even from the lobby, because you could just shoot from, like, through the floor right there, so, you know, there shouldn't be any reason not to. 1-1 current scoreline as the picks are yet again coming through, and here we go. I don't know why Prophet peeked it like this. He should have just stayed alive right there instead of going for the aggressive peek right there.
Yeah, it's definitely poor timing for a retake downstairs.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other options that he had available to him, and I don't know. I agree with you. He didn't necessarily need to do that. Now, I mean, heck, if he had impacts, and I don't know that he did, but if he had impacts, he could have rotated from the through the wall. Yeah. Now, Fact is going to go downstairs as their secondary bomb site. We'll see if that works out well for them or not. They have brought a Mira and a Bandit. So Mira, probably going to be placing those in rather not CEO, but in security and in possibly bathroom. But no, they've reinforced the drop down, so no bathroom Mira. It's not going to happen. So okay, more site Miras, but honestly, it doesn't really benefit the defense much to do that.
Like
so
this.
In fact, it's going to be a top roam. Look at that.
This is so easily taken care of. You just rappel up on the window, you shoot it, done. Like, right.
I mean, it's not gonna. It's. I think it's just
2?
for delay.
Why 2?
I think it's just for delay.
Yeah, it has to be, because right now one person rappels up, you get both of them.
Yep.
Okay, well, questionable mirror placements, but if it's for delay and Epsilon doesn't read on it quite quick enough, then it might actually work out. That's what we're going to be looking forward to see. As right now, Epsilon making sure the first floor is going to be saved. They're also getting their drones up from the top floor, and soon but steadily they will be rappelling in. Oregon right there on top of the visa stairs, ready to, well, both contest the balcony and any of the, well, jump in, so to say. But Drader coming down right here from the visa office actually reads it perfectly that someone is going to be up there. Drone now will spot him out as well. Oregon has to be careful. Wants to go for a jump out, possibly is going to get spotted out again. They know exactly where he is, and he might be dropping down the hatch soon. Of course, wants to stay up as long as possible to delay and waste as much time as he can, just to give the rest of his team a better shot at surviving for when he falls.
Oregon landing some really crucial shots in the last round, but he's going to die early on to JPM in this round. Drader trying to challenge a long angle against a Maestro. That's not an easy thing to do, especially when you don't have ACOG on your weapon. Could have brought it, didn't. Zeus in a bit of a tricky spot here, because if he falls back, he might actually be caught off by the windows of Piano. Prophet will land a shot onto Drader using those mirror windows. Zeus falls back, and he was cut off, but they didn't manage to kill him. They just inflicted quite a lot of damage. So that's
it's really important for Fact Gaming that he stays alive right here.
Yeah, and it's surprising too.
Yeah, definitely. You would have expected him to actually get that shot through, and now Prophet will get his double kill. Won't be the first one to fall for his team this time, and will be managing to have some impact right here. Prophet, I believe, also the highest rated player on the likes of Fact Gaming. It's important to stay alive. He needs to have his impact on the round to give the rest of his team a good shot at the victory. I believe right now Judge is being called over because they want to go for an actual garage breach, so won't be using any of the other X-Carals right there to open up the hatches.
Pressure applied to the Bandit batteries, but since there's only Habana, it's not going to matter too much. Dogon's going to get Prophet there through the floor. Good angle control from Dogon, and with that control in the back of White, it means that there's one less anchor position in the garage that the attackers need to worry about. Habana has opened up the hole in the front of White, which allows for a default plant spot to be utilized by Epsilon, but there's still plenty of defenders in the garage to deny. Dogon's trying to correct that, though, as he gets his second kill from above. Gas canister doing a little bit of damage there on the yellow stairs. Well placed. As much as the smoke is dead now, he's still helping in the last 15 seconds of this round. In security, you can see Zeus, who's trying to hold on to the yellow stairs, using his Alda, and he's doing a pretty good job of it. He'll get one, and Zoogle gets the other, leaving just Dogon, who has to get 2 kills in the span of 2 seconds, but it will not happen, though it was a nice try. He did actually down the Maestro at the end there, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he did.
So it's possible he could have gotten the last kill if he had 1 or 2 more seconds.
Good play coming out right there from Fact as they pick up their second round. And after that first one, it looked kind of scary because Epsilon just completely managed to go through and storm through, but Factors managed to pick themselves up from that first, well, shock factor, so to say. And they are showing that they're here to become a finalist and that they haven't come for anything less.
Well, I mean, they're doing a pretty good job of it
That's
so far.
True. They managed to get up 2 rounds already in the 3 that we've had. And looking at the bans, I don't know, it looks pretty defense-sided, though.
None of these rounds have looked too terribly one-sided, though, is
true.
what I'll say. We've had a pretty hot contest between the 2 teams so far. And
could go either way.
Yeah, it could definitely go either way. So, middle floor here for Fact Gaming. And they're doing an interesting setup by the bathroom. They're going to try and keep some sort of maneuverability, use those castle barricades to their advantage. They've already set up the murder holes from above. Of course, top floor roam on this site is really important. The reason being, on the B-bomb site, there are no soft destructible walls. And because of that, you need to use the soft destructible floor above the bomb site in order to control it.
Yeah. You gotta get those vertical angles in to make sure that you clear these people out, as well as, of course, the main door. You can easily get it from the double windows right there from above. So that is why these angles are, as you mentioned, so important. You need to get these this control as an attacker, because if you don't, you're just gonna get, well, basically the defenders free reign of defending their bombs. Hey, he's running your charm.
Yeah, yeah, he is. It looks really nice.
Trying to impress on the red mouse skin as well. Mouse, of course, who is no longer.
It's a nice. Yeah, I mean, it's
a nice combo.
It's a good combo. Yeah. Thank you. Now we've got Epsilon. Looks like they want to clear out the top floor, and you've got Prophet, Sporos, and Oregon trying to hold on to it, all clustered together. Of course, the top floor is really important on this middle floor defense, but Epsilon hasn't really made a whole lot of progress, and that's the really curious thing, is while we've got Fact kind of holding by Projector and Long Desk, there isn't much pressure actually being applied to the actual admin office. They're not in fast enough. I mean, we've already seen a minute expire in this round.
And they aren't in, and they're now deciding to go for a rotate as well. So any progress that they have made with droning is now going to be, well, completely for nothing, as they're deciding to go in from Visa instead and go for a horizontal approach instead of the actual vertical play. We still have Drader up here, though. Drogon also repelled up on copy window. But Zeus runs out and gets a kill. What? How? Where? Oh, that's a vertical hole, of course, onto the window there with the shotgun, with the bailiff. Beautifully played right there. Spoilers now with the second one, taking down Judge, and is definitely going to be cleaning things up, as right now the diffuser will be dropped in the main door on the actual step. It's going to be easy for them to hold it off as long as they make sure that the rest of Epsilon won't be getting this top floor control. Grenade comes in, will just be taking care of the shield. Player right behind it will have no health loss whatsoever, as that now picks up Prophet to start things off.
So Fat Gaming early lead, but it's not over just yet, thanks to Stade, who's keeping Epsilon eSports in this round. There's only a minute left here for Epsilon. Now, there's breaching charges there on JPM, of course, but when you place those on a castle barricade, it's very dangerous. There is a rotation hole. He is going to go for the breaching charge, and he will lose some HP because of that danger. Stade will get another kill, but Zoogle did manage to get one before he was eliminated. That's a triple there for Stade, but it's not enough as Oregon comes from behind at the right moment. Fact Gaming only get themselves another round. That's 3 in a row for Fact, and now they have actually won every single bomb site that is standardly played on this map.
And they're going to be able to go for the full rotate now.
They got the full rotate.
They got the full rotate, but they can start over again. Well, only 2 rounds, of course, because they lost one.
Probably going to go to the top floor next. And they could upset the that and go to the new site.
But do you want to do that? That's the question.
Most teams would say no.
I'm already writing it down. That's how confident I am that they're not going to be doing it, as we see our beautiful trophy right here. Of course, every single player will get a small one as well. So, champion, Benelux League, Season 4. Who is going to be taking that? Drift is already 1 foot in for that trophy, and we see these 2 teams right now trying to go for a little bit of a fight to well, be the second one to put their foot into the finals. Fact, however, is doing some good stuff right here. They're making good works for themselves with a 3-1 scoreline right now to be on the board. We'll be going back to console. Now, they got to make sure that Epsilon isn't going to be allowed to just freely walk in like they did last, well, the first round of this actual matchup. But I'm pretty sure that they will have that covered.
So, top floor defense once again. Possibly the start of a new cycle here. There's only 2 more rounds in the first half, though, so it can't be another perfect cycle for Fact Gaming. Had a pretty good start to this match, which is curious because the first round went really well in Epsilon's favor. It wasn't one-sided by any stretch of the imagination, but Epsilon, I think, did a pretty good job of taking that very first round. Yep. And since then, they haven't really managed anything in good stride.
They got some good kills, they got some good openings, right? Like, especially the garage one actually looked like it would be able to go towards Epsilon as well, but they didn't know someone was behind White Ven, and there wasn't really a lot of time left as well. So, you know, they have to hurry up a bit. Their time management seems to be off a little bit. Like, they need to be quicker on how they approach things, and that is what it seems right now, at least, their biggest falling point. So, let's see if Epsilon can, well, speed it up a little bit by putting their drones out. They know no one is Soda right now. They know no one is admin, and some reason, I believe no one has actually entered admin yet, as we see Judge now rappelling. And like, that's the thing though, as soon as you see that's clear, you should instantly have 1 or 2 people rappelling, no matter what, right?
Yeah, it took them way too long to actually capitalize on the lack of control that Fact is putting towards admin office. I don't know what it is exactly. Maybe it's they're trying to be excessively cautious. Maybe they're worried about the visa pressure from below. There's a lot of different potential things, but all I do know is that in this case, it is a fact that Epsilon took a little bit too much time to clear out admin office.
It definitely took a lot of time right there, because they already knew it was clear after 30 seconds, but it took them another 30 before they actually decided to press that spacebar and repel in. And that is just 30 seconds. They will not be getting back this round. They're going to have to work with what they have left, and there's 1 minute 30 as we speak. Still, roamers from the bottom floor could potentially be going for some kind of flank late on in the round, as that is going to be Stant trying to go very aggressive right there. No one was actually ready to punish him. See a ankle hole to be opened up on the actual wall right there, which forced that player out of position. Because of this, they're maybe setting up to go for another plant again, and the question is, will Xugal be able to deal with it this time?
We've got Prophet underneath, though. At any point, he could possibly impact. Yes, he still has 1 impact, which means he can impact below a planter and then shoot them from below. There's also Yokai drone still in the site. Yeah. Raider, though, will get Sportos, so that's a pretty big pick there. And that means, oh no, IQ is actually eliminated by Prophet. That's big because the Yokai drones, they will continue to persist in the site. A really important kill there for Prophet. Epsilon struggling a little bit here on this site take. We've only got 45 seconds left to make it happen, but since it's an even man count, it's definitely not over yet. They're setting themselves up the best that they possibly can to make this execution work their way. You can see Judge is going to try and work his way in for the plant. It'll be on the players below to get that denial, along with the Yokai drones. Oregon's not able to land the shots on this long angle. Yokai drone spots out the planter, calls it, and marks it, which means that from below, Prophet can deny it. He does exactly that before JPM manages to get Oregon on the long angle. Prophet's being challenged, actually. He doesn't know about it, and he will get away from that and get a second chance, but whiffs it regardless. Doggone gets the pistol kill and allows the plant to start happening. He won't be able to cover, though, with just that pistol. And Xugal will deny the plant, and thus will save the round. But no! JPM, at the nick of time, tries for it, but fails, pulls off that plant stick, and lets the round go to the defense.
Definitely interesting. Like, I don't know, why do you try and go for the plant if you know a player is still downstairs, and the default plant spot was also impacted from below, right? That literally everything was still in favor of Fact, so there was no reason why they should have gone for that plant.
I also don't understand why he had the plant on 000 and then went off it.
I don't know,
so
he might get downed or something.
I was really excited for that. I was like, wow, he actually managed to get it.
Yeah, well,
just barely.
Be able to rotate back up in time, right?
Yeah,
like,
maybe he can actually get the plant, and we'll see the round continue. But no, he stopped his plant like 2 seconds in on 000.
There's no reason to stop whatsoever, right?
No reason.
As soon as you start and it's 000, then just continue, just stick with it. There's nothing else you can do. Oh, look at that. T-posing right there. Beautiful. Tactical timeout from Epsilon to come through. That is what we're waiting for, to quickly talking things through, because it doesn't really seem to be going the way they wanted to. Is right now 1-4. We see some major mistakes coming out, like planting, even though there's still a person, you know, right at the actual spot from below.
There was profit underneath, and he denied 2 separate plants, thanks to the yokai drones giving him direct information on the plant spots.
True.
And they did send somebody, a doggo up downstairs to try and deny Profit's position, but it was after Profit already denied 2 plants. So it's like, I don't.
You should send someone down before you go for the plants that he can deny, right?
Far too late. I mean,
far too late.
Or at least after the first time.
Yeah.
Right. You know, the second time, sure. That should just be stopped. Anyway. So we've seen a really interesting first half here so far, but Fact are definitely the ones taking the strong advantage, and that's why you have Epsilon taking the tactical timeout to try and figure out what the problem is.
The coach is not talking though.
Hmm?
Like Eagle May's not really talking. He's just letting the players do the talking right now. So not really sure what's going on.
Each team has a different dynamic.
No, that's true. Like maybe he's more of a mental kind of guy, right? Or just doesn't really have too much to say right now. We can't tell.
It's their business, I suppose.
Yeah, true.
Their way to handle this says it's their tactical timeout, but it's definitely been a really interesting one so far. Fact has managed to get the lead, yes, but only just, I would say. This is definitely not a totally conclusive match just yet.
We've seen
as much as it's 4-1. Yeah, as much as it's 4-1. It's just because a lot of these rounds are really close, to be honest.
It could go either way, and it's just these small mistakes that Epsilon are making that. If they managed to fix those, then it would have been like maybe 4-1 for Fact. We can't say that because it's time and time again. It's just time management to come through, and they want to go too quick at some point, but then realize, oh, we haven't actually cleared out all the angles yet that we need to take care of, or the vertical pressure that Fact is putting up. So that's something they need to keep in mind. They're gonna have one more round to try and do that if they want to close this out in a 7-X fashion on the likes of Epsilon. Otherwise, we are going to be going up to overtime, of course, if this could be going to a 6-6. But that's not what both these teams are aiming for right now.
All right, so moving on, we go to the bottom floor defense for Fact Gaming. Stands to reason this is the same order they used on their first stretch where they got that perfect cycle in those 3 rounds in a row. If they end this half for a 5-1, I'd say that they're in a pretty good position to end the map. We'll see, though. Of course, crazier things have happened than a comeback at this point for Epsilon. Now, looks like it's going to be a pretty heavy top-floor roam for Fact. Nothing too crazy to see. We've got a Vigil being brought. I wonder if he's got the Boss G. I doubt it, but I wonder.
I don't think he has the Boss G with Diego. No, he's going for the K1A.
Yeah, it makes more sense.
Oh, another time charm. He's really rocking it. He's happy with it.
I think he did equip all.
Yeah, probably did.
It looks really snazzy, doesn't it, Hap?
It looks actually pretty good.
Yeah, it's a really nice charm.
Yeah.
If I do say
pretty
so
clean.
myself. Yeah.
Pretty clean.
Yeah, absolutely. Now,
if you want one, then
no, please don't. Please don't.
Flame charm, intro.
People can figure it out if they want to figure it out.
Yeah.
But not an appropriate place. Oregon doing some work here, trying to challenge the balcony. This is dangerous for both players, in fact. It's a really high-risk engagement with these close angles. It's going to come down to some precision flicks, I imagine. Oregon's going to give some distance here, which is going to lower the danger for both players again. Expecting the upside-down repel, but there's no one there.
Free fire. Maybe they know exactly where. Oh, no, they turned him out.
I don't think they spotted him, actually.
I thought it went just around the corner, but, well, if that's not going to be the case right now, he is going to get
through.
They should be spotting him right now, and the shots don't seem to be penetrating the table right there. Maybe not the right caliber to do so as Oregon. Just preparing for an upside-down repel, actually. He's just waiting for that to happen, but doesn't come quite through yet.
We definitely can kill this Jaeger. They're just afraid of losing their IQ, and there it is. Drader will finally take down Oregon. It just took him, half the round.
Yeah, half the round.
That's
not a biggie.
Not a huge deal. Yeah, I mean, they got the kill. That's all that matters. And you can see the rest of the roamers. They're like, yeah, we're going to fall back to the same.
Yeah.
Because why would we stay? I mean, that's plenty of time denied and plenty of just overall delay.
That's the thing, yeah. But like right now, 1 minute left, still no control obtained by Epsilon. Instead, right now, only clearing out Piano. Now knows that this is going to be clear. We'll be taking care of the bandit charges as well, which will make it easy for Judge to open up. And then the C4 comes through from Xugo onto Stead. That is going to be drawing things back up to a 4-4. And right now, there's 1 minute left that Epsilon will have to get their plant on going. And still, the bandit charges are not taken care of.
Dogon's going to have to do that, of course. Throwing the nade out there to clear out the yellow stairs. He will be successful in that. And you got the wall opened up here by JPM and his teammate, of course, Judge. And with that, you've got good control just inside of the bomb site. But it's hard to make that push happen. And here comes Judge to try it. Hell yeah. The gas canister is going to do a lot of damage to him on the entry, but he's actually challenging that smoke, doing his best before the bandit peeks him and eliminates him. Zoogle, some good control there established, but Drader and JPM are going to punish the rest of Fact Gaming. This looks like it's going to be a 4-2 unless Zeus has something to say about it. It's definitely doable for Zeus with only 15 seconds to delay and still Yokai drones in play. Diffuser picked up by JPM. He has to go for a plant. This might be called out by his teammates, or by Zeus's teammates. Bad timing to get off of his cam there, and the IQ, perfect timing to eliminate the Yokai drone, forcing a post plant. Missed shot there from Zeus makes this much more difficult in the post plant. As you well know, as if you've ever watched Rainbow Six eSports, post plant consulate garage is really difficult to retake, especially in a 1 versus 3. Above pressure is going to be from the Buck. Zeus trying to solve that problem, but he's not going to be successful in the initial spray. And he's caught out on his rotation to the front of the black car. And will be shut down, and that's the second round for Epsilon.
I was going to say, like, that Judge could have just lost them the round right there, pushing in that far with the diffuser, dropping it all the way, almost up to pipes, so to say, or like between pipes and pillars. So that could have lost them the round if not Epsilon just coming in right there and just sweeping up those kills, putting up the Echo as the last remaining player. They had to recover it. Like, if they just went a bit more passive right there on fight, just not peek anything, let them move in, then that round could have easily been theirs. Oh well. It is what it is. It's 4-2 for Fact, and that's still something to be very happy with.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the end of the world, that's for sure. This is definitely winnable. We've got a salvage there in the last round is what I'll say.
Yeah.
Epsilon salvaged their chances. They managed to get one right at the end. If that were a 5-1, I think Fact would have just taken it and finished it. But not the case, it seems. So, basement defense first here for Epsilon. We'll see if this is going to be their site. One thing that I've noticed so far through the matches we had today is that we don't see a lot of site adaptation. If a team decides to go somewhere, they go there until they win it, usually. Or until they lose 3 rounds in a row on that same site.
Yeah, and then they decide, nah, you know.
We saw that a lot in the first match of the day.
Yeah, that's true. We saw, I believe that was actually Lockers. Yeah, Lockers from Trust Gaming against Frag. Which Frag didn't really manage to win.
No, they struggled there.
Had some issues.
And they lost too much. It was hard for them to actually recover the map, and they didn't. Now, basement defense for Epsilon, but almost all of their focus being placed upstairs currently, or at least in the middle floor. CC stayed finishing the reinforcement there. Yeah, this is so. I'm definitely split on this hold because I've never really seen it be successful. Like, I've been watching the CG Sports for a long time, and I very rarely see this work out.
That's true. It very rarely works out, but like I like the way that they're going to be trying it, and that's the lion going off the board straight away. That's
so. I wouldn't attribute that to the hold as much as just like.
No, that's not true to the hold. That's just the spawn peak working out right there. But it will definitely make it easier to make this hold successful.
That's negligence on the attack.
That shouldn't have happened.
It
Like
really
not the lion. Like, you can be needing that later on in the round, but
yeah,
apparently not for Fact, as they're just going to be continuing 4v5 right now. 2 minutes left on the clock. Need to get some control in as they are right now entering admin. Slowly making sure that the second floor will be cleared out before moving their adventures towards the first one. And then they will meet Havoc with the mirror windows. So they need to move it up a bit. They need to be fast.
Yeah, it's a reminder that this is a bottom floor defense, and the attack has only just started to clear out top floor. They have to clear out the middle floor as well, and that's going to be slow. And then they have to hit the bomb site. They do not have a thermite, which means they're not going to be able to put much pressure onto the garage. Now, Sportos is going to do a little bit of damage there. Some work done. Good job to him, but he also had taken some earlier in the round. So, you know, just an even exchange, I suppose. Half the round now left for the attacking team. Prophet trying to pressure the guy in the bathroom, but it's not easy to do, given his position in the mirror window. Sportos also distracting to the best of his ability. Prophet has detected that there is, in fact, still someone playing on the mirror window, but he might not know about the player at the top of Spiral, and that flash is going to go wide. Definitely a mistake there. Second flash, though, does go in, and it forces the mirror to drop. But Epsilon has already done their job. They've already wasted a lot of time on the top floor, and that's all that really matters. The Epsilon have had a successful roam, and now they're just waiting out the round.
You see them also still contesting the hedge right there. The wall is going to get opened up soon. Oregon right here all the way from the top floor will be making sure that there is no bandit trick going on whatsoever. Drader did not expect him there, and that's going to be the frag to be picked up. Stead, however, picks up Sportles at his return, and that's a 3-on-4 situation right now in favor of Epsilon, who are fighting back, wanting to get back up. Draw 4-4. Oregon right now only arriving at the first floor. Still has to go down 1. 30 seconds left. The fuser has been dropped. It's all the way on the other side of the map as well. Looks like they need to go for frags. There's no way that they're going to be able to get there in time as the C4 comes through. Judge will be down from above by Oregon, the Buck. And as these two players right here are pushing on from the yellow stairs, the diffuser is still left upstairs somewhere. It's forgotten. It's taken care of. It's Epsilon to win round number 7. And they start their, return towards the equal numbers 4-4. But they forgot the diffuser, it looks like, in Visa. I don't think someone got killed there, right?
It was a very confusing round, and honestly all over the place. Yeah, I don't think the diffuser was in hand for the attackers at the very end. But I gotta say, that round was definitely looking against Fact for the whole duration, even from the
first
start.
10 seconds.
When they didn't bring a thermite.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then they also, they lost their lion early on. There's a lot of different layers there where Epsilon managed to take the edge. It would have been impressive had we seen Fact actually win that one. So good job to Epsilon setting themselves up well. Mistakes made by Fact they need to correct moving forward. That's for sure. Now, it's going to be a top 4 defense for the next round.
Do you think they might have thrown them off by going garage first? Because for top floor, it's not necessarily needed to bring a termite.
Of course, it's going to throw them off, but that's not. Honestly, though, that
shouldn't happen.
That's negligence.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're trying to throw someone off by going garage first. Really, what you need to be doing is bring thermite until you know they can't go to garage.
Yeah.
Done. So, mistake made by Fact. Top floor defense now for Epsilon, and now they know they don't need to bring a thermite, so they can bring a Habana, or continue to. We've also got the Thatcher, which means that the wall in the A-bomb site is likely to be opened up if it's an admin take. It's not a guarantee, though, as we don't even know what take's coming out just yet. There's also a mirror window being placed to actually slow down the admin
Why
take.
no castle barricade?
I think you meant to put a castle barricade
yeah,
down?
he just
there
mistaken it. Make sure to reinforce next to it. Okay, thank you. I was about to say, because otherwise they'll just bang it
shoot
through
him.
the wall,
Yeah.
right? So, I like this mirror window as it's really hard to actually deal with.
Is this a good slowing tactic?
There's no Zofia, so you're going to have to use an Excaros if they want to get rid of it, because there's no counter for that, no Bendit.
They could use an Excaros, though, really easily, and actually it couldn't be denied unless Stade still has impacts.
Oh, yeah, then he can toss it in front.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if he does or does not, but what I do know is that it is a pretty easy denial.
It's easily taken care of, especially with the fact that Epsilon doesn't bring any Bandit. Like, otherwise you would just play Bandit in that little room right there, right? So you can just trick his own mirror window if they wanted to go for X-Kairos. But yeah, no, that definitely, like, easily taken care of, but it's definitely going to be a thing for Fact that they need to take care of, and it's going to be taking them some time to do so. So maybe because of that, they'll get some time management issues, as Xuga will be getting the first rig onto JPM, I believe from connector window right there. Not sure where the mute was playing, but he will fall.
It's looking a lot like a CEO take, though, so the mirror window by admin office doesn't seem to be that important. And, well, since it's a CEO take, top of yellow stairs is really important. Top of spiral stairs already controlled by the attackers. Back Gaming's got some good positions right now, but they need to actually push it to some more site control.
Rotation.
Prophet can do a lot here, but he's got to be exceptionally careful. I'm surprised his position is not known to the defenders.
I think it is, because we see Stead slowly moving up on the spiral stairs in the meantime. The Castle is going in for that flank right there. He's right below it. As soon as he gets the call that someone is going to be top spiral, he's going to be going for it.
He doesn't know right now.
No, he doesn't know. The call actually didn't come through indeed. That means that for now on forward, Prophet can live, and he's sweeping in from the long desk right there. He's about to go for the first frag instead, actually to pick up Zeus. Now his position is going to be known. Jitch will be picking up Prophet, who will not be winning his gunfight right there, and suddenly Epsilon looking quite strong again. They lost their first actual player very early on in the round, but they managed to turn it around right now, and there's basically no control yet for Fact. They don't have any part of the building. They don't have admin. They don't have anything downstairs. They're just on the windows and on the balcony, and as the jump out comes through, now it's actually Duggan from the window to get that frag. It's suddenly all up to Sportos.
It doesn't seem very likely if Sportos has got some great shots he wants to land right now. This is the moment, but yeah, with 25 seconds left, he's got to push into 4 people. It's not going to happen. 50 HP or just under, and he's looking for angles, but nobody on Epsilon is giving him an opportunity. You got to appreciate the safe play here from Epsilon right now. Speaking of, though, we get the rush in there right at the end, and the IQ gets shut down. Epsilon take another round. That's 3 in a row, and they have evened the round count to 4-4.
Timeout coming out from Fact. As they have lost their lead, they need to talk.
Yeah,
what's going wrong?
Figure it out. And now's the moment.
Because something is going wrong. Clearly, like they're just getting picked apart right now by Epsilon, especially this round. They managed to get the opening frag, but they weren't able to actually capitalize on it, as it was just Epsilon just staying calm, collected. They moved in, got the frags. That's all they needed to do. And then be passive at the end. They didn't go overconfident going. 1v4, sometimes you just see teams just going very, very aggressive at that point, and then just running one by one and create a 1v2 clutchable situation or a 1v1 clutchable situation. But because no one peaked, it was basically over already. There was nothing you could have done at that point, and that's what Epsilon did really well right there.
So, question is, what can Fact do now, as they are currently finding themselves on attack and really struggling with it? I mean, that bottom floor defense, of course, you didn't have a Thermite, but boy, was it a lockout. That top floor defense was much the same, and this time the operator selection was correct. So what's going to happen here on middle floor? That's the real question, and Fact are going to have put together a pretty thorough strategy if they want to have any hope at actually winning this attack onto the middle floor, at least based on what we saw over the last 2 rounds. So, lobby, press room coming out here. That's going to be the middle floor defense, of course.
This is scary. If Epsilon manages to win this, Fact is really going to have a hard time coming back, because this is a really important round right now for Fact. If they lose this, it's the full rotation for Epsilon, and there's still 3 rounds left.
Which is an answer back to the full rotation we saw from Fact earlier on.
So maybe that one round that Epsilon managed to get in really early on, and then the 6th one is going to be what changes things up right here, because that's the 2 rounds that they need. That if they win, that's basically their buffer for these offsides, right? So those 2 rounds are looking really important if you're looking at it right now. That Epsilon got right there.
Yes, absolutely. I think that this needs to be a win. If you're a Fact fan, this needs to be a win for them if they want to have a good chance here. Just because if Epsilon, well, I mean, to put it bluntly, Epsilon have looked very comfortable on all the other sites that they've gone to.
Yeah.
There needs to be a weakness here for Epsilon if Fact is going to actually have some kind of hope to bring this back. Now, it's going to be an admin office clear to start things off here for Fact. The question for me is, how quickly are they going to be able to get in here? We know it's clear. They're just learning it. They've droned it out. So how fast are they going to take this control? It should be immediate. There it is. Oregon actually making his way in, opening up angles already. This is what you want to see. So not too much time being wasted here by Fact. And now they've got Visa control. They've got admin control. They can turn that into a site take. The next step is going to be Projector. Once Projector has been taken control of, they can open up from above on the site. Even though it's probably already been opened up, they can take that control then.
I don't think it has been, actually.
By the defenders?
No, it hasn't been.
I mean, imagine the defenders are going to open up above the main lobby.
What I saw is they only opened up the hatch when we were just quickly hovering over. They might have actually made some holes in the meantime, but I don't think
have
they
the
did.
hatch open.
Yeah, the hatch is open. I don't think anything else is opened up.
Okay, well, they've got control now. And by they, I mean Fact. They've got control of Projector. The Roamers have already fallen back. That's a little bit quick for Epsilon eSports. But with that control, whether the holes are opened or not, the vertical pressure can be applied to the main lobby. Prophet's going to get the first kill onto Drader. That's a really good start, but Stade will answer back onto Zeus. Connector is still in control of the defense, and they're actually going to be applying pressure to that Projector and denying Fact Gaming full control here. That's a nice blast there, double pump from Dogon, and he's going to get 1, but meanwhile, his team is being torn apart. It's all on Judge and Dogon now. Dogon actually eliminated, leaving just Judge, and he's inside of bathroom, hoping that he can hold out for a whole minute.
Went a bit too aggressive right there. I think if he held up in the connector a bit longer, then we would, they would have had a bigger opportunity, because then he would, needed to be pushed in 2 very close angles. I mean, an M1590 availability would definitely be able to clutch that out at that point. So, bit too aggressive of a play right there to come down from the mute, or was it mute? Or was it Smoke? I don't know anymore. Like,
They had both, so.
the SAS player right there.
At the top, the last one, that was Smoke.
Okay, the Smoke player. Like, if he stayed passive, then he could have been able to waste a lot more time and maybe pick up 1 or 2 frags. But it's going to be Judge to go for the rotation. Drop through the hatch. Manages to come back up to Spiral. Kill 1. Right now, they need to go for the plants. The question is there any Evil Eyes available for him to go on to try and deny the plant? Right here is Spotters. He is already quite low. This is going to be way too late. Might be able to, however, to pick up the frag if he manages to stick it. There we go. Oh, no, not even get the down right there onto Spotters, but we'll get it as he walks out, and now he knows the last one is upstairs. Does he know? He doesn't seem to know yet. Xugo, right here from the hatch, has to deny it. The question is, can he deny the diffuser from the hatch or can he not? Is there any information on it? As the plant's now going down, Xugo doesn't know. He doesn't hit it yet. He's going to get wallbang through. He needs to drop through the hatch if he wants to get this denial to go through because he's missing these shots. And the shots are coming down left, right, and center. And Judge is now going to be sticking it. Xugo will have to make something happen. 3 seconds left. Does he see him? No, he doesn't. It's 1 second left. And it's the defuse to come down from Epsilon. That shouldn't have happened right there. Xugo not in the right position to deny that. They should have opened that up from above if they wanted to go for that plant. That was a very questionable play right there, in fact.
Do you have any idea how easy it is to make a punch hole from above?
It's just pressing V, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought
or
so
whatever
as well.
whatever
you bound it to.
Yeah, exactly. So, and yeah, okay. Oof. I don't know. I don't
get why you planted there at first.
I don't have anything nice to say, so I'm not going to say anything at all. That was a really interesting round. Good job to Judge though, sticking that disable right at the end. You know, that confidence.
He could have stopped. Like he could have stuck it at the very first second as well because Xugo was not finding him for the vertical.
Yeah, he
play,
really
right?
wasn't.
So,
No.
like
Xugo was struggling there. That's a big oof for Xugo.
Big oof.
Yeah. Well, life moves on. Epsilon now 1 round away from match point.
And the turn around. The tables have turned.
Yeah, it is, certainly that's
and
4 in a row.
No termite. Even though it's garage.
Wait a minute.
They know it's
it
going to be
has
garage.
to be
it
garage.
Has to be.
It's either garage or the new site. What is that?
Why are you not picking the termite? This is beyond belief right here. Fact Gaming not picking up on the fact that, you know, having the termite on this side just makes things a little bit more easy. I would have swapped out the ash straight away. Go for double heart breach, but
I would have probably, in this situation, either the Ash or the Zofia, yeah. I mean, or it's fine to bring the Habana, because you can open up the drops, too. I don't know.
Mirror windows, for that matter, right?
Like, yeah, the mirror windows are a real problem, that's for sure. So, I don't know. This is a curious decision-making process from Fact.
Seem very rigid.
They are looking exceptionally rigid, yes.
Yeah.
And it's going to hurt them as this match continues to play out. We've seen a lot of really good stuff from Epsilon to try and adapt to what they're seeing from their opponent. I mean,
they're only bringing the same thing, so you have to adapt once.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically
I mean,
what's happening.
Factor clearing out from admin office again. Drader's trying to slow it down by distracting, but he's not actually going to challenge it directly. He will be actually shot on his way back into the bomb site. He was attempting to go through the staircase there. He was cut off at Visa and took a little bit of damage.
Nothing too big.
Yeah, nothing too big. He can still do a lot. The Carbine's still going to win those gunfights even if you're not landing the headshots.
Yeah.
And yeah, Drader's been landing his headshots today. So.
And look at his spot as well. Like he's if they want to go for a vertical take from the actual spiral stairs and the Visa stairs downwards, he's in the perfect position to go for a flank as well. So Fact really has to deal with him if they want to go for such a take. And just look at how much pressure there is still upstairs. There's 1 minute already gone. Basically just Visa control, and there comes a jump out from Dogon because no one seems to be holding that, and he's going to be able to safely rotate back as well because no one is actually up there. The jump out comes way too late. And Dogon, oh no, if you're going to be picking up another one, you're going to be kidding me right there as he manages to get in safe, runs out again, gets a little bit of damage done onto Oregon. That should have been happening way before that.
I'm so confused.
He's not going to be running out again.
Prophet will get stayed, though, at least. And he gets a second, actually, inside the locker hallway. Drader goes down. And now, Fact looking in good stride. They've managed to gain the man advantage here, despite that run out from Dogon not being punished at all. So Fact, not in a great position necessarily, but at least they've got man advantage. They can leverage that to more in the future of the round. Epsilon still has 3, though, so this is definitely a very winnable situation for them. Judge is even still delaying upstairs in the bathroom room.
His hatch is being held off, though, so he's going to be hard for him to actually drop back safely. So I'm assuming he had... Oh, no. He just won't have to rotate as soon as he jumps through, and that is going to be 50 seconds left right now to get these kills. Dogon will fall first. That is going to be bringing up to a 4-2. Prophet right here with the double kill. Needs to find a few more if he wants to make this happen. JPM not watching the right angle. Prophet moves in, gets the quad. Is going to get stunned. It's all up to Judge now in a 1-on-4 situation. He is here to try and stop it. C4 comes in. That's one, but it's the yellow stairs that come through, and that's going to be the round from Fact. After, again, a mistake to come through from them that could have costed them the round, but they managed to salvage it nonetheless.
So 5-5 now after that. Prophet with a 4K, a very impressive performance from him individually. Will that be consistent enough, though, for Fact, for them to bring themselves back into this round fully? That's the real question, because you just don't usually see 4Ks. I mean, you got to rely a little bit more on your team actually putting in a little bit more work. Another thing is, again, no thermite on the bottom floor. You know, we might be harping on this a little bit much, but it just is not going to give you much versatility as a team. Yeah, it really does. It makes it a lot easier. This right here is super questionable. There's a player in the balcony. You just saw him. Missed shots there, but then opportunities were abound for Fact to get that refrag. They never did. It was definitely a weird situation. Yeah, and Prophet, if he hadn't gotten to 4K, that definitely would have been Epsilon's round, and that would put us on match point. Prophet, speaking of, on 12 kills right now as the top fragger in this match.
He is the star player of Fact Gaming, nonetheless. He's been impressive over the season. Managed to get quite some important plays, some important shots. And he's doing the same right here. That last round is almost purely to tank on him, but just moving down the spiral stairs, getting that double kill right there, just moving up, cleaning up Stead and Raider, which allowed them to move in from somewhere. But you can't rely on one person. That's the whole point. You need to step up as a whole.
It's a team game.
Yeah, it's a team game. It's not a... I don't know what reference to make right now. A 5v5.
It's not a fighting game.
Yeah, it's not a fighting game.
Yeah,
it's kind of fighting game as well. You know.
But it's not a one-on-one fighting game.
No, it's not one-on-one.
No.
But yeah, you need to step up as a whole if you want to get this through. And right now, it's going to be Prophet to keep them in for at least this round. Make sure that Epsilon isn't on match point yet. Right now, this round is going to be the one to decide who is going to be on 6 first. Who is going to be making that one? Who's going to be reaching that first? Epsilon has my vote. They have been looking impressive under that defense. Just Prophet moving in, basically dismantling them has been their weakness so far. And there it goes. That is going to be the mirror window gone. Instead, will be forced to push away from his position. Castle barricade still there, allows him to rotate down freely. Maybe next time open that up first.
I think there might have been a mute on that mirror window. If I'm not mistaken. No, sounds like it just detonated just now. Okay. So, well calculated fallback there from Epsilon. Epsilon also has the advantage of being on defense right now, which has got the most wins overall in the match. Nice shot there from Prophet. His Drader is gone. That is one of the roamers accounted for, but some damage dealt to Prophet, and he repeaks when he didn't need to, which means Stade will get the refrag right after Prophet gets the first kill of the round.
And Prophet not being able to deal any other damage right there to the likes of Epsilon, meaning that they will now have the HP advantage. You can of course wonder how important that is if the game is all about headshots. But on LAN teams, well, players seem to be shooting for the body a lot more than they would online.
Headshot percentages, like if you're talking about, I could rant about this for hours, by the way, but like some of the best performers at the highest level of play with the highest KDs typically have
lowest headshot.
Yeah, like 30% headshot ratios. Nobody like aims for headshots consistently as a thing anymore, and if you do, you're usually going to be missing more shots than landing and dying in a lot more than actually winning.
The body is so much bigger than the head as well, so like...
Well, it's just because you can move your head so quickly.
Yeah, that as well, like the QE, stuff like that, right? Yeah, well, it's hard to deal with.
QEC, really. But yeah, anyway, but again, could rant about that for hours. So Dogon playing at the top of spiral stairs, and he's going to be trying to deny the push by the along desk. But he actually gets eliminated by Sportos on the balcony. That's a long angle fight there. He manages to win. Only 35 seconds left here for Fact Gaming to isolate the site and go for the plant. JPM has a C4, so he can deny from the connector without fully exposing himself. Meanwhile,
2 people right there.
What?
There's 2 people repelled on the connector window.
Yeah, it's quite interesting.
Are they going to go up here, or what are they going to be doing? Like, I don't know. Like, JPM, he's just standing by, waiting for him to overexpose himself. Opening up, flashbangs coming in. JPM will be blind. Stead, however, is going to be safe in the bathroom due to the reinforcement to come through. Plant now going through. Impact to come down from below. It's actually a C4 to come through from Judge on the mirror from below. We'll be picking it up. Stead right now is going to be the next one to possibly find one. No, it's going to be JPM who just unscoped at the wrong timing. It's going to be Stead to pick up one as well. And there he goes. It's Epsilon to clean it up. As the timer ran out, all they had to do was kill the diffuser. And that's exactly what they did. And we are going to round 12 with Epsilon in the lead. And you see, Eagle Maze being happy. He's like pointing that finger like, one more. That's all we need. One more round. And that's what they're aiming for.
Another round for Epsilon. And another defensive win in the books. We've only seen 3 attacking wins through this whole match for either team. So that is not looking good for Fact. If they get one more round, it'll push it to overtime. There's no infinite OT. Not yet. We have that in the finals. But for now, at least, OT is still a salvageable situation for Fact, should they get there. But again, doesn't seem very likely. It'll be a middle floor defense now in all likelihood.
Interesting. Not going for the garage.
They just... yeah, no, I guess they could go there, but...
Yeah, they could go there because they lost it.
They lost it, but I guess they don't feel comfortable.
Due to the fact they lost it, most likely.
Yeah.
I would still go there over lobby, but, you know, Epsilon, they have their ways. They won this pretty comfortably. Well, not really. It wasn't even comfortable at all. It was a 1-on-2 situation in the end, clutch down. So.
Yeah, Judge won it in a clutch.
Yeah,
I think it was Judge.
Yeah, it was Judge that won it in a clutch.
He stuck it.
It was a 1v3 clutch.
He stuck it, and we saw Zugel, like, for some reason.
Yeah, not pressing V.
He also, like, I mean, Zugel made a lot more mistakes in it. Like, he could have made a punch roll, yeah. He could have
also kept on shooting the floor until there was a visual.
He could have dropped a little bit sooner. He didn't need. He was trying to go. For some reason, he tried to rappel on the balcony, and that's what really did him in. Because that's what wasted so much time and allowed Judge to actually
give so much freedom to the likes of Epsilon.
Because you cannot make it down and rappel fast enough to deny someone who's sticking it if he starts sticking it when you start rappelling. Fact looked to be trying to go for a little bit of an aggressive play in here from Visa. They've already pushed their way in. They're going to take control of the middle of Spiral. This is very powerful for Fact if they don't get stopped dead in their tracks.
Prophet making a lot of ground right there. He's just pushing in right here, hoping to pick up one frag. Watches the hatch. If someone rotates through, that should be his kill, but he goes off at the wrong timing. That could have been the kill coming through right there, as he is falling back into tellers, just holding on onto the Spiral stairs right now. But no one's going to be coming from that. He's actually distracted by the hatch opening up. There should be a friendly. Yeah.
It is.
Why are you watching that? It's like,
maybe he has outlines off.
Yeah, possibly. But you should be aware of the fact that your teammates up there at least. So some miscommunication possibly happening there, but nothing too big to worry about.
Fact with some good control by admin office. The push has transferred downstairs. Prophet coming up from the bottom of Spiral. Zeus gets the initial kill here, so Factor in a good spot. Even a nice shot coming out there from Dogon, so that was an impressive one, I'm sure, even though we didn't get to see it. Lifeline's coming out to try and get some control upstairs. Stade will get Sportos, though, and an answer back. So there goes the Thermite. Not going to be in play. Good on Fact for bringing the Thermite, though, because the basement was still an option. Yeah. Even though the basement was not played. Doc Stade specifically seeing the needs of his enemy, but losing the fight regardless of the bullet hole advantage. Oregon will get the headshot, though he did lose a lot of HP in the engagement. 4-on-3 now, but with Oregon being on so low HP, it might not be that much of a factor. Epsilon could still easily win this. They even have an Echo and a Maestro in play. Prophet from below gets a kill, finally. He was trying to look for that advantage, and he gets it. With a follow-up engagement, though, he misses all of his shots.
Yeah, hiding behind the bomb frame right now, trying to spot out the head. Won't be able to do any damage towards Prophet as of yet, but as long as he stays active onto the yellow stairs right there, there's going to be a lot of pressure right here onto the defense. So Prophet is doing a very, very good job as he finds himself in between both these defenders right now. He has to worry about both these angles, but that's definitely going to be allowing the rest of Fat Gaming to just move up, try to go for a plant possibly, as they now finally are droning out. They know where one of the players is. They know Judge has rotated out as well. He wants to go aggressive, but knows one is on the other side. Gets an incredible kill right there. Prophet, however, picks up one, but it's Fat Gaming to push it to overtime as Judge falls. And maybe, but just maybe, they should have won Garage, as that was statistically a better sight for them if you're looking at the rounds.
It was a good prediction, though, to say that we should, try to avoid the Thermite, I guess, because the Thermite was brought, so hey, there's a neat little parlor trick there for Epsilon. In fact, answered back with a round win. So, we go to overtime. And looks like we're going to have Fact starting on attack. that's going to be a favor towards Epsilon because this has been a very defender-sided match
8 defensive rounds
versus
so far.
4 attacking
versus
rounds.
4 attacking. So yeah, definitely. Statistically, this is Epsilon's to lose. In fact, to win. As they are, well, actually not looking too stressed, though, to say. Do we see some laughs coming through? 1 or 2 serious faces.
There's still potentially 2 more maps in this series.
That is true.
You know, even if Fact loses here,
it's not over yet.
Yeah, and I mean, look
it
at
was
Prophet.
Epsilon's picks as well, so you know.
Yeah, and look at Prophet too. 16 kills.
He's on.
Fire?
I just turned on, right?
He's on. Yeah,
turned
okay.
on. Right.
He
I can say on fire as well. So.
Yeah.
Multiple things.
Gotcha. Epsilon going to be setting up on the top floor for their first defensive overtime.
Worked out. They still had a lot of time with it, even though last time they just used the X-Kairos to take care of it. So
they haven't lost the top floor defense, so this is like
this
is their best site.
This is their best side, and going there first is definitely going to be helping you. As you know, in your minds, you're like, okay, we basically have this round already, which is also a very dangerous thing to think. Because if you think that too much, then the round would just as well fall into the hands of Fact Gaming, as they are fighting to survive right here, and they really desperately need 1 round onto the attack if they want to make this work.
Mira again being brought, and it's going to be just a slowdown factor here for Fact Gaming. Epsilon.
I like the Sophia on the side there.
Yeah.
Could be taking care of the barricade. Oh no, he just went to the roof. Oh, never mind. I was going to say, could be taking care of... Hello?
Oh,
That's gone from the mirror window. Not sure what happened there.
It looks like he peeked it and lost the fight to Orban.
Might have wanted to rotate out. I don't know. But that's going to be a very important entry right there for the likes of Fact Gaming, as that will be opening up the entirety of the administration site. Castle Barricade's going to get opened up with the X-Kairos as well, which will leave only 1 left for them to use on the actual site. But it doesn't seem like they'll need it, as there is no reinforced walls onto the actual projector room, I think.
So, Epsilon eSports now, a man down on a site that they have yet to lose in this map. Fact Gaming have half of a round to make the execution happen onto the A-bomb site, which is their clear-cut target. They'll need to open up the wall in the A-bomb site to get rid of Dogon, who is playing just inside of A. They're doing that at just now. You could hear the X-Kairos going off right this second. It doesn't look like there's going to be any kind of denial on that wall getting opened up by Epsilon, which means that Dogon's job just got a whole lot harder, and he's going to have to reposition to the A-bomb itself. It gets even harder as the desk is opened up, and he'll fall back to connector. Just honestly impressive that Dogon has managed to make it out of that without getting punished at all. And that's going to be really bad for Fact when they go for the site push, because that means more Epsilon have more guns to actually hold the site itself.
Yeah, actually, second entry 20 going off right there from the Ash to try and put JPM out of his position, but it's going to be judged with the roaming mirror to come in, get that frag. Dogon also dropped down. They're going to be going for a flank right here, and that's exactly what Epsilon needs. They need to retake some control to make it hard, because they've given away so much to the likes of Fact Gaming, and you already see Fact falling back slightly to get someone onto the flank hole, because they had no one on that position. And Judge going all the way around right here. C4 being tossed. That won't be hitting anybody, but might actually distract him for quite a bit. Xugol is not watching Judge. You should be going for the peak now if you want to get it. The plant's going down. Dogon in the meantime is going to get down. Judge right now will be forcing to go for it, and that's just the wrong timing to come through. Managed to pick up 1 as he almost whiffs it. Brings it back to a 3-on-3. Has to be careful as 1 is still from below. Could be going for the potential flank to come through. JPM spots that. Is following. Is going for the chase. As right now in this 3-on-3, we might actually see a defuse to come through if someone covers, if someone is able to cover. But Oregon moves up these stairs. Will be picking up the frag. The chase wasn't quick enough. Right now he's going to be aware of the fact that someone is coming on his back, and it looks like Fact is going to be picking it up. Look, is it going to be the A's? No, it's going to be Zeus to finish it off. It's Fact to win round number 13.
Good attack there from Fact. Honestly, Epsilon had a lot of moments where they could have brought that back, and then they didn't.
Judge especially.
Like Xugol, Visa stairs as well.
If he just swooped around, Judge onto Xugol, get that frag right.
Yeah.
Then they would have possibly stopped the plant as well, as suddenly someone is going to be able to come up from the side, as that clearly didn't happen right there, and that means that right now Fact is going to find themselves onto match point.
I mean, there were, like I said, there were opportunities, and so few capitalized upon. So this is a map that I think looked like it was going towards Epsilon's way, to Epsilon's favor quite a lot, especially early on. After that initial 4-round streak from Fact. But since, I mean, we got to OT, and Fact are looking really strong. That last round was great. And we'll see if Fact can just lock it out on defense. Again, the favored side. Oregon almost got an ace, by the way.
It was just a 4K, you know.
Just
he
a 4K.
He was about to sweep in for the ace, but then Zeus just stole it away from him.
He stole it.
He stole it.
Like, let's be honest right there. Zeus didn't need to kill.
He didn't need to do it. Like,
didn't need to shoot him.
It wasn't necessary. The round was basically won already, so you could have given that out to, you know, Prophet. You know, give him a little bit of a stat pat.
Yep.
Give him
The real
to brag
loser,
about.
no matter who takes this match, the real loser here is obviously Oregon. You know, didn't get his ace. Unlocked.
Definitely.
Unlocked for sure.
Unlucky.
Now, 7-6 Fact Gaming. The big thing here is they get to defend now. Fact being on defense, again, favored side by far and away. So they might be able to lock this out. Again, where it once was Epsilon's match to lose, considering they got defense first in overtime, it is now Fact's match to lose because they won their attack and now get to defend. It's the first time they managed to win an attack on the top floor.
Yeah. So, definitely something that we have to keep in mind right here. Fact did some really good work for themselves, but they have to be careful because Drader is right here next to the window. Sport is actually prepping that one with some SMG shots to go through. Claymore being placed. I don't think someone is going to be tempted enough to jump out for that, as
dangerous.
To repel. It's too dangerous to do so. So Sportos is just going to stay put. He knows how important this round is. Was that an impact from below? Oh my, no.
Yep.
They impacted it?
Might have
He impact tricked it.
Yeah, I've never really seen anyone do that before.
No, normally you have
I mean,
visa control
you
as well.
could do, normally visa control is out. That's why you can't really usually do this, but you may as well since you have the opportunity. Oh, speaking of opportunities, that's a great one there for Prophet. As Dogon goes down, suddenly Fact man advantage, but Prophet will be downed and very likely finished off shortly after. I don't know why Prophet, it looks like he came back there because he was away free and now he's down on the floor. That's unlucky there for Fact Gaming and Prophet specifically. Doesn't seem that the down has been called out though. Looks like it's going to be droned in just a second. Stade will go in to confirm the kill. Fact Gaming will abandon Prophet because it is well, it's not
They're actually
smart.
going to. It's not being abandoned. There's actually someone
No
going
way.
out for the revive.
No way.
He's going to be crawling all the way through. Here comes the peek, and he gets the frag! It's going to be Oregon to get the kill. Now pick up Prophet as well, and it's still a 5-on-2 situation, and suddenly Epsilon, they're shaking. This is the round that they are going to be falling for map number 1. It's almost impossible for them to come back now, but it's still, of course, an opportunity that they could go on. Judge will get the first frag to start the comeback onto Oregon. The man who actually got the frag onto Stead and managed to get the pickup right there onto Prophet, who did such a job at getting a kill, also tricking out that wall, making sure it stays closed for a bit longer. Epsilon now, 2-on-4. What are the odds that they're going to be making this? Epsilon, JPM, walking into the shotgun, not missing the shot right there. Sportos, that should have been yours. And still it's a 3-on-2 situation with 40 seconds left. There's plenty of time to work with still for the likes of Epsilon to try and get this clutch. But there's going to be Prophet to come in. He will be picking up one with 20 HP, dropping the diffuser as well. And this is where they fall. This is where Epsilon will go. As the last sweep comes in from the mute or the smoke, it's Xugol to finish it up. And they will be taking map number 1. Against Team Epsilon.
An impressive win there for Fact, and just confusing decision-making on both sides. But it worked out in Fact's favor, so that's all that really matters. So map 1 going towards Fact, when it looked like Epsilon had... We're going to lock it out, let's be honest.
Yeah.
They had a lot of moments where I was thinking, oh yeah, Epsilon should have
been Epsilon.
Should be
overall.
done here. Yeah, and then no. Then no, it's not. It goes the way of Fact. Now, map number 2, if I'm not mistaken, will be Border.
Yes.
So
the most played map of Fact. Like, Fact, during the regular season, basically only played Border and Clubhouse. And the 2 maps that are left are Border and Clubhouse. So, this was the map that Epsilon definitely had to show their worth on. They did, but they lost it due to the overtime coming out. There's plenty of stuff to talk about. There's plenty of mistakes to analyze, plenty of great plays to analyze as well. Let's throw it over to Gassan and Ento.
Thank you so much, Hap and Kicks. Yes, we are back to the analyst desk, and what a return and comeback in form for Epsilon. But then in overtime, things kind of went sour, to say the least, and Fact were able to prevail. Now, you look at this, as Hap was saying, there's many positives and negatives to highlight. Let's first start with how Fact got that massive lead over Epsi.
Yeah, so as you just said, I mean, Fact was up by 4-1. I mean, I think they got a bit too comfortable. Epsilon used that in their advantage, and they almost had the dream comeback. But I must say almost, because unfortunately, they did not. They were unable to finish that comeback.
Yeah, Epsilon just kept climbing and climbing and climbing, and then they had the lead. It was 5-4. So you're like, okay, is this going to be the big storyline? And then it goes to overtime 6-6, but then it kind of all falls apart. In that final round, I don't know if we can show that at some point, but man, that the fact that there was a down maestro in the service stairs, and then you ping them. Look at this. So the Ash tries to come in, checks it, but it gets a ping from his teammate. So the Jaeger knows there's somebody that's going to peek him. And Oregon does the